Genshin is going under a kind of renaissance right now. It's actually kind of interesting, where basically there's this massive boycott that's going on with the whole Genshin game. With basically what happened was on the live stream, right? And it's interesting because I actually didn't watch the live stream, so that's why I'm really late to this. Because I stay out of the Genshin community. I'm real. I don't consider myself part of the Genshin community, even though I play the game. But I don't consider myself part of the community. Basically, what happened was Genshin was like, "Hey, thanks for playing this game for 3 long years. Here's 3 wishes, just 3 polls. That was it. Not even a temple. 3 polls," and that pissed off everybody and their grandmothers, from global to CN to everyone was pissed off at Hoyoverse for that shit, which is very fair. But the issue is, even after I found out like all this was happening, I genuinely didn't believe nothing was going to change about Genshin, right? I know for a fact that this will change nothing. The game's going to stay the same. They're not going to be more generous. And I just had a feeling. Call me pessimistic, call me, a joy killer. I had a feeling that was going to be the case. I generally don't believe anything's going to change. The reason why I don't believe anything's going to change is because nothing's going to stop people from pulling on these characters. Nothing, right? Nothing. You have to understand something. These are people that are willing to go broke. They're willing to go broke with these characters. They're willing to spend their mortgage payments on this game, right? And if you think them getting only getting 3 wishes is going to change anything, no. From the content creators to the mindless, fucks that play this game, nothing is going to change. I genuinely believe that even though, right, there was a whole situation where Hoyoverse lost like 1 million followers, probably more. I'd say it's probably more than that by now, on like their Chinese TikTok. And that's 1 million active followers. Like, this is 1 million unique followers. The Genshin or Hoyoverse in general is known for botting a lot of their stuff. So that's 1 million unique and active followers. That's a very sizable chunk. Despite all that, me being pessimistic was actually proven right, because we're on like what, day 3, day 2 of Xinyan's banner. Xinyan, whatever her name is, the literal mother of all the characters in this game. Not all the characters, but the hot mommy, right? We're literally like a couple days into her banner, and I'm looking up at the revenue, and I have it here. Hold on, I saw I had it here. Right here. This is the banner, currently the banner right now. We're only a couple days into her banner, and it's made $10 million. $10 million into a couple days into the banner. Now, mind you, if this was an ordinary, like if there was no boycott, no nothing, this would actually be kind of low. In the grand scheme of things, this would actually be kind of low, right? But because there's supposed to be a massive renaissance and there's supposed to be a whole boycott, everybody's supposed to be boycotting Genshin right now. The fact that this has over $10 million a couple days into the banner means that the boycott is really doing fuck all. It really is. I hate to be that guy. It's really doing fuck all. We were gonna wait, right? Now this isn't the end all be all. This is not the end all be all, right? Because we'll know for sure if the boycott had any effect in like a month, when the revenue for the last month of all the gacha games come out, and we see if Genshin actually lost money or not. That's when we'll know for a fact if Genshin or Hoyoverse was really impacted by this boycott. But so far, it's not looking like it. So far, looks like things are gonna stay the same. People are still spending money on this game, pulling for it. And here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. This is gonna be a hot take, right? This might be a little bit hot take. I can't fault them for still spending money on this game. The reason why I say that, is because not everyone hates the game state of the game. Not everyone is angry at the game right now, right? I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm trying to think about it from the other side. All right, you have to understand, not everybody really cares about getting the free wishes because they're going to spend money anyways, right? And I'm not saying that they shouldn't, but I'm just saying a lot of people don't, right? and it shows. They're still spending money on the game, despite the fact that Hoiverse basically just shit in their mouth and they just ate that shit up, right? It shows that you truly don't care. Like, I'm going to use myself for example, right? I understand the boycott. I applaud it. I encourage it. I understand people being angry, and I think people should speak out about how trash Hoiverse is treating you and playing Genshin. Like, it's really bad, but it doesn't hamper how I like play the game. I still enjoy it for what it is for me, right? I understand that Genshin will never be the game that everybody thought was going to be like a year or two ago. Now it's going to be Wuthering Waves. Now all the hype is on Wuthering Waves, right? When Wuthering Waves comes out, I think that's what's going to be like, okay. Like, I think when Wuthering Waves comes out, that's when Hoiverse is probably going to be like, oh shit, like shit might start getting real, because all the people who are pissed off at Genshin right now are just going to spend all their money at Wuthering Waves. Right now, there's nothing else for them to spend their money on, right? That's also another big factor. There's nothing else for these people to spend their money on other than Genshin, because Genshin is like their favorite game, right? Wuthering Waves is supposed to be in direct competition with Genshin. Wuthering Waves, majority of the people who are going to be playing Wuthering Waves are people who are playing Genshin right now, right? People who are pissed off at Genshin. They're just going to go spend their money on Wuthering Waves. So I think when Wuthering Waves comes out, that's when we're finally going to see like the financials start to hurt, because they can't spend money. Well, they probably can, but most people are not willing to spend more money on multiple gacha games. One of the games are going to be free. They're going to start being free to play, right? Like Wuthering Waves, I'm probably going to be completely free to play. I'm spending money in Genshin. I'm spending money on Honkai Star Rail. I can't afford to spend more money on another gacha game. But Wuthering Waves is probably going to be complete free to play. But I think that's when we're finally going to start seeing the financials of Hoiverse really be affected by these, by this quote unquote boycott. Right now, it's not doing shit. And because it's not doing shit, Hoiverse has no need to change, because you have to understand the Genshin community, it's like mass Stockholm syndrome. It really is. I might sound fucked up, but it truly looks like it is. They've played the game for so long. It's a very, very, very deep hole of time sunk fallacy, where they played the game so long, spent so much money on it, that they just can't give it up. And it makes sense. It makes sense. When you spend a lot of time on something, you don't want to just throw it away, especially after you spent a lot of money on it. It's hard to do that, right? But it's just, it really hampers the game state on trying to make it better, because the game will not improve if people are still spending $10 million in 3 days for this game. It's not happening, right? And you have to keep in mind, this is also only the China market. This isn't global. This is only iOS in China, not Android, not global, not PC, not console. This is just iOS in China. So that means at the bare minimum, it's at least plus like another couple $1 million, maybe even double. Who knows? But like, at the bare minimum, it's another, at least a couple. If we're including everything, it's at least another couple $1 million that they've made in the last like couple days from this specific banner that hasn't even been out for a week. So it just shows like the Genshin community doesn't want Genshin to change themselves. They really don't. They don't want Genshin to change themselves. They will continue to eat the shit and be happy with the scraps that Hoiverse gives them. And I think for now, Genshin will not look. There's no optimism or optimistic future for Genshin until Wuthering Waves comes out, and then we'll finally see if Hoiverse will actually do something about it, or not even Hoiverse, the Genshin community themselves will actually do something about it and not spend so much money on this game. But only time can tell.